Greetings, everyone. My name is Destiny Julian, and I welcome you all to Group 11's presentation on Lewin'S Change Management Model. Our objectives for this presentation are to define change management, examine Lewin'S Change Management Model, give examples of how this model is implemented, and discuss arguments which supports and discourages the use of this model in real-world scenarios. Andrea will now give you a brief introduction.
Thank you. Change management is a systematic approach to dealing with the transition or transformation of an organization's goals, processes, or technologies. The objective is to implement strategies for effecting change, controlling change, and helping people adapt to change. The importance of change management model includes organizations must continuously adapt to remain competitive and effective. Effective change management ensures that changes are smoothly and successfully implemented to achieve lasting benefits. It also minimizes resistance, improves employee engagement, and increases the likelihood of achieving desired outcomes. Purpose of this presentation is to explore Lewin'S change management model, which is a foundational framework that many organizations use to guide their change initiatives. And now hand you over to my colleague, Shamara.
The slide shows a graphical depiction of the three stages that are involved in the Lewin'S change model. The three essential stages as shown in the figure are unfreeze, change, and freeze, also known as refreeze. Unfreeze. This is the period in which management motivates the organization members to move beyond their comfort zone and embrace change. The next step of the model is change. This is the most challenging stage of the model and is also known as the transition or implementation stage. In this stage, the necessary changes have occurred and the new norms are implemented. Refreeze. In this third stage, the new norms are reinforced and have formed a part of the organization's routine. Critical analysis of the Lewin'S change model. According to StudySmart editorial team, there are several strengths and weaknesses when an organization utilizes Lewin'S change model. Two of the most significant strengths are the model is easy to understand and clear when implemented. The model has been used by many organizations over the years and has proven to be effective. Lewin'S change model has also been criticized for its disadvantages, including the model is too simple and lacks detail on how to effectively implement change. The model does not consider the people within the organization and how they will react to change. I now turn you over to Joanne for examples and evidence.
Thank you. Example number 1, Coca-Cola Corporation. The Coca-Cola Corporation, founded by Asa Candler in 1892, is well known for its Coca-Cola beverages and currently stands as the second largest beverage company in the world. The Coca-Cola Corporation is a type of company that constantly changes its products and business strategies to ensure that it keeps up with expectations from consumers and the ever-changing external environment. Coca-Cola responded by developing new products such as Diet Coke and Coca-Cola Zero. This has shown that they are willing to make changes that cater to consumer expectations and tastes. At the unfreeze stage, Coca-Cola hoped to bring effective communication amongst its employees and create brand relationships. At the change stage, Coca-Cola's success through the changes came from the dedication of its employees in maintaining operational excellence. Through phase 1, employees had a clear understanding of the values of the company and therefore were able to actively carry out the strategy that the company had developed. At the refreeze stage, the company's culture was maintained through proper communication between the senior personnel, staff, and different branches. Example number 2, Nissan Motor Corporation. Nissan Motor Corporation is a Japanese automobile brand that was established in 1911. On the verge of bankruptcy, Nissan's change leader Carlos Ghosn influenced the company to enter a strategic alliance with Renault in 1998. The objective of Nissan was to clear its debts, and Renault wanted to amplify its market share. The purpose was to make the company profitable by changing the modes of work and operations. In order to do so, he did the following. At the unfree stage, he developed different cross-functional teams and drove a vigorous action plan in various areas to try to decrease the employees' reactions to the changes that would be made. At the change stage, he created change management strategies to deal with changes and issues that may arise in the organization. This involved positive reinforcement and an efficient communication plan. At the refree stage, for behavioral changes among employees and team members to take effect, a performance-based system was implemented. We will now move on to arguments and findings by Collier.
Okay, arguments for Lewin's change model. Clarity and simplicity. Lewin's model offers a straightforward framework, breaking down the change process into 3 clear steps. It helps organizations to understand and manage the process effectively, fostering clearer communication and better planning. 2, creates a sustainable change. The final stage of the Lewin's model, refreeze, is designed to solidify the new behaviors within the organization, ensuring that changes are maintained over time. 3, it's people-oriented. Lewin's emphasis on the unfreeze stage addresses the human aspects of change, preparing individuals emotionally and mentally for the transition. This focus on people ensures greater buy-in and reduces resistance, making the implementation smoother. And 4, flexible and adaptable. Despite its apparent simplicity, Lewin's model can be adapted to fit different types of changes and organizational contexts. Arguments against Lewin's change model. 1, too simple for complex environments. Modern organizations often face changes that are continuous and multifaceted, requiring more nuanced approaches. 2, maybe too rigid. The linear nature of the Lewin's model can be perceived as rigid, implying a fixed sequence of steps. This rigidity can limit the ability to respond adaptively to unexpected changes or to iterate processes based on real-time feedback. And 3, better suited for long-term projects. Lewin's model, with its structured phases, tends to be more effective in environments where change can be planned and executed over longer periods. It may not be as suitable for rapid, short-term initiatives that require quick adaptability and less formal structures. We now move on to Patricia Palmer.
Thank you. We'll now look at the application between theory and practice. And here are some tips and practices. In the unfreeze stage, communicate the need for change early and often. Engage key stakeholders, foster a culture of openness and trust, and involve employees in planning. For instance, Coca-Cola initiated the unfreezing stage by conducting market research and acknowledging the need to adapt. They communicated the urgency of change to stakeholders, thus setting the stage for the major transformation. At the change stage, provide training and support to help employees adapt to new processes. Encourage feedback, make adjustments as needed, and maintain communication. Okanga and Drosky posits that transformational leadership provides the essential insightful vision and direction that enables a firm to identify and select the appropriate diversification venture. In the refreeze stage, establish and integrate new policies and procedures that reinforce the changes. For instance, Hussein et al. Notes that for overcoming the resistance in organizational change, employee involvement is the oldest and most effective strategy in formulating the planning and implementing stage. Successful application of Lewin's model in organizations like Coca-Cola and Nissan demonstrates the model's versatility. Coca-Cola's focus on communication and brand relationships during the unfreezing stage, and Nissan's use of cross-functional teams and performance-based pay during the freezing stage highlight effective strategies. Lessons learned includes the importance of leadership in driving change, the need for adaptive strategies to address unexpected challenges, and the value of continuous support and recognition in solidifying new behaviors. Overlooking the human aspects of change can lead to resistance. Failure to provide adequate training and support during the change stage can hinder progress. Not reinforcing new behaviors can result in reverting to old practices. I'll now turn over to Andrea, who will conclude.
Thank you. Now to wrap up everything that has been discussed, Lewin'S change management model consists of 3 stages: unfreeze, change, and refreeze. In the unfreeze stage, we prepare the organization for change by communicating its necessity and breaking down the current status quo. The change stage involves implementing new processes, often the most challenging as people adopt new behaviors. And finally, the refreeze stage solidifies these new practices, ensuring that they become part of the organizational culture. The model's strengths lie in its simplicity, proven effectiveness, and focus on people, which will help reduce resistance and gain buy-in. However, it may be too simple for complex changes and can be rigid due to its linear nature. Effective change management ensures smooth transitions, minimizes resistance, and increases success rates. Lewin'S contribution provides a foundational framework that remains relevant in guiding success change initiatives.
Thank you for tuning in to our presentation. Feel free to drop your questions below in the comments section.